All right, guys. Welcome back. Last Monday, December 1st, we went over the times from my freshman and sophomore years. Today, we're going over my junior and senior years, hopefully. Um, we might not be able to get all of senior year, though, so we might just cut this one to junior year and then do senior year next week because senior year does have a bit more with indoor being in there as well. But we'll start with junior year, which now we're no longer avoiding the 3200 because we saw how well that worked out sophomore year. We still had to do it. So now we're like, fine, we'll do it. And so the first meet of the year, we just do the 32 and the 16. And take 1231, not a bad place to start the season. 553, not my best. Well, in my junior year, we only PR in the 800, so. And then the next meet is where we throw in the, where we throw in the 800. So we did 3200 and 1241. We're staying fairly consistent in there, I'd say, right? And then the 800, we do a 236 to open it. Not terrible. And then a 556 1600. Not bad. Then we go Jennifer Crystal again. I know I said before, I really like that one. 3200, we do a 1216. Incredible. 800, we do a 231. Okay, we're getting back into shape, right? Then we get to the 1600, nice 543. We're getting back down. Right? Then we go, Lee Cook next? Yeah. Lee Cook, 1245. 5 for 32. 236 in the 8. 550 in the 16. Amazing. You get direct com. ISU track again. That one is amazing. Idaho State University. It is an amazing track. I love it. As I've said, 1204, almost a PR. And best time I ran that whole season. Then we don't do it the rest of the year until districts. Don't remember why that was, but we didn't. So, and the 800 direct com, we do a 229. Though I believe we actually could have been faster, but we had a little bit of troubles in there. I want to say I tripped that year. I was in it, tripped a little bit, and got knocked off and stuff. It was a race for sure. It was entertaining to watch, I'm sure. Then we get to the 1600, where we ran a 543. Lee Cook was 550. Yeah, did I tell you that? I think I did. The direct com with a 543 again. Not bad. Then we get to the Fred Simpson, where we don't run 3200 until districts. So Fred Simpson, we go 539 to 16, and we manage a 225 in the 800, which was incredible. I think that's actually why we didn't do the 32. We were trying to have it help me more in my 8 and 16 by having me more rested for those. So, and then we go to Bear Lake rescheduled Bear Lake Invitational in Malad. So it's running in Malad, but it's hosted by Bear Lake or something like that. I don't know. And 800, I run 225. And this one, I'm actually ranked number 1 in my heat, or close there. And the rest of my heat that arrives is ranked way behind me. So my strategy, go out and lead. Love that strategy so much. And just go out and lead. And so that's what I do, is I actually start off and I go hard from the start. And I run like first lap in like a 65. And then 120 for my second lap. Yeah, we slowed down a lot, but we kept our lead. So we won big time. It was amazing in our heat. Of course, the other heat managed to beat us. Oh, well. And our 1600, we managed a 539, which is decent time. Then we get to districts. Now we're running 3200 again. Just a 1224, so not our best, not our worst. Somewhere in the middle. Not bad. I don't remember what the conditions were like, really. A 226 in the 800. Decent. You even scored a point that time. Nice. I love when I actually managed to score a little bit. And then the 1600, we did a 538. Okay, and then next we have indoor for our senior year, where these two are just actually the same race. These two are 223, my very first indoor meet ever. I go sub 225 in the 800. That was amazing. Very good mentally. Then the next one we have was the Stacy Dragilla, where we just did the 1 mile, and we managed a 5:37. So I'm looking like, oh man, I'm sitting in a great spot. And this is right after my senior year of cross country, where I managed to get huge PR stuff, and managed to help win a state championship for cross country. So it's going amazing. Then February 3rd, we did the 800 and the mile. 5:54 for the mile, 2:35 for the 800. Oh, and I forgot, Stacy Dragilla, we also did a 4x4. And one of the guys couldn't run it because they were being a wimp or something, They were, I remember, they were hurting. Then they chose not to, so we had a girl run his leg instead. And I split like a 63 or something like that, 62, 63, I don't remember, 64 maybe. But I was first leg, pretty fun. And then, let me quickly, over here. And then we ran the 800 at Simplot Games in 2:32. I'll say this is one, yeah, where this is a funny one. A great story behind. So I was feeling really good the first, say, 3 laps, I want to say. Like, I was feeling amazing and on pace probably to PR again. Like, I was feeling amazing, like, in ways that the 800 does not usually at that point. And then the start of the last lap, guy, like, right in front of me falls. I hurdle over him a little bit. And as soon as I hit the ground after that, the lactic just hits. And, like, I still ran through the finish, but, like, oof, that hurt, and it slowed me down. But, like, if that guy hadn't tripped, I bet you I probably could have been a lot faster than I was. So that was crazy day. So then back to high school. So then we have outdoor my senior year, which was a little different strat. Let me see here. Yeah, we're still good. Okay, a little different strat. I'll try and be fast. Some coach and stuff. So we actually started off the season with the distance runners actually not doing the distance races. Our first meet would have been the Raft River one, where they had us run the 1, the 2, and the 8. Which I'd never ran the 1 and the 2 before. We didn't use blocks. 1391 for a distance runner, not terrible. 200, 2785. Oh yeah, considering my 100, that was great, right? It was amazing. Honestly, I actually really enjoyed those. And then the 800, we did a 227, which isn't terrible. Then the next meet we had was Jennifer Crystal, which they had us in the 100, the 400, and the 1600, and the 3200. So I'd missed a meet, I believe, for going down to Moab. Yeah. And so 3200, I ran at 12:15, not bad for the opening meet. Actually, I think I was actually at 12:09, and they messed up the time. Oh well. Then the 100, I did a 14:34. Not my best, not my worst. Then the 1600, where is that, right? Right here. 1600 in a 540. Not bad. Then after that, we went to the Lee Cook, where they just had I forgot my 400 was a 103 for Jennifer Crystal. There was Lee Cook. They had us do the 100, which we did 1386, nice PR. Then they had us, and then the 800, which I did a 226, not terrible. 521.16. That's a big PR there, buddy. Dropped from 533.9, so basically 534 to a 521. Sheesh. And then the 3200, 11:55. Finally broke 12. Oh, that was so good. I've been working towards it for forever. Then we get now we're just in the 8:16:32 range. So nice. So then that was Lee Cook. Direct Com next. Yep. Direct Com. Run the 3200, and I ran 11:21, which huge PR, yes. But I'm kind of disappointed by it because my dad's best in high school, I believe, was an 11:20, if I remember right, in the 3200. And I was right there. It's just like so close to beating it that it was kind of disappointing for that reason. The 800, we get a nice 219. Nice PR, right? Yeah, we PR'd every event that day at the time. From 517 in the 1600, amazing. After that, we get the Neil Wyatt, where we do 11:31 in the 3200, not bad. 220 in the 800, whew. And Let's see here. 1600, we managed a 521 again. Not bad. 6th place. Hey. Right. Then we get the Pirate Invitational, where we run a 515 in the 1600. Nice PR. Also, it was a great race. And an 1131 again in the 3200. We're very consistent, apparently. And my senior year times, they are pretty much all valid except maybe that first 3200 time. Okay, and then we get districts. We're in the 16, 32, and the 8. The first day is just the 32 that we have. We're on an 1150. Had a really bad day that day. I think it was kind of windy and stuff too. Then the second day we do the 800. We're in a 218.56. Nice PR. Just a little bit. And a 512 1600. We were shooting for a sub 5, didn't get it. Honestly, that was the goal of the whole season pretty much. But we did pretty good. We actually did good enough that we managed to get to college track, which we'll be going over next week. So have fun, guys. See ya.